President Trump's penchant for controversial statements and policy ideas has kept the political landscape on edge. But here's where it gets intriguing. Some of his most outlandish musings have actually become reality, while others have faded into obscurity. Let's explore the latest round of Trump's jaw-dropping statements and their current status. 50-year mortgages. Trump's proposal for 50-year mortgages, inspired by FDR's 30-year mortgage plan, sparked debate. While it could ease housing affordability, it would also delay home equity accumulation. The idea was met with skepticism, but the White House remains committed to exploring it, despite Trump's attempt to downplay its significance. Tariff revenue checks. Trump's suggestion of $2,000 dividend checks from tariff revenue raised eyebrows. Experts argue that consumers already bear the brunt of import levies. Despite the administration's substantial tariff revenue, the feasibility of these checks is questionable. The White House, however, remains determined to make it happen. Air traffic controller bonuses. Trump's idea to reward air traffic controllers with $10,000 bonuses for working without pay during the government shutdown faced a funding dilemma. When questioned about the source of funding, Trump's response was vague, indicating a potential lack of concrete planning. Death penalty in D.C. Trump's call for the death penalty in D.C., despite the city's rejection of capital punishment, has not gained traction. The city's legal framework and the limited federal jurisdiction over crimes in Washington make this proposal unlikely to materialize. Creating a U.S. sovereign wealth fund. Trump's executive order to establish a government-owned investment fund faced a significant hurdle due to the U.S. budget deficit. The administration has instead pursued strategic investments in key industries, citing national security concerns, but without creating a formal wealth fund. Changing NFL kickoff rules. Trump's dislike of the dynamic kickoff in the NFL, which aims to reduce injuries, has been vocal. However, he seems resigned to the fact that the NFL will make its own decisions, acknowledging that they may not change the rule. Commanders' name and stadium. Trump's desire to have the Washington Commanders' new stadium named after him and his preference for the team's old name, Redskins, has not been embraced by the team. This idea remains a topic of discussion, but the team's stance is unclear. Suspending habeas corpus. The suggestion of suspending habeas corpus to expedite deportations was briefly floated by the White House, but quickly faded. When questioned, Trump seemed unaware of the idea, and the Homeland Security Secretary had no knowledge of such discussions. Retaking Bagram Airfield in Afghanistan. Trump's hint at potential action to reclaim Bagram from the Taliban sparked controversy. The Taliban rejected the idea, advocating for a more rational approach. The situation remains unresolved, leaving the fate of Bagram uncertain. Arrests for sinister behavior at the UN. Trump's demand for arrests following alleged sinister incidents at the UN General Assembly, including an escalator malfunction and teleprompter issues, has not led to any arrests. Despite Trump's insistence, the Secret Service's involvement remains unclear. Trump's statements often generate buzz, but their outcomes vary. Some ideas gain traction, while others are met with skepticism or fade away. And this is the part most people miss: the impact of these statements on public perception and policy discussions. Do you think Trump's controversial statements are a strategic move to shape public opinion? Or are they genuine policy considerations? Share your thoughts in the comments.